Hi students, now we are going to see about Unit 5 in Machine Learning with Python. First topic is working with text data. In that we are going to see about types of data represented as strings. So what is data? Data is an what is data? Data means it consists of some things. A particular thing is called as data. For example, we can say it as a notebook, laptop, likewise. Okay, this particular thing is called as a data. So here in machine learning, we can represent data as a string, and it consists of different types. That is, it consists of 4 different types. They are categorical data, free strings that can be semantically mapped to categories, structured string data, and text data. So let us see one by one now. So what is categorical data? Categorical data is the data that comes from fixed list. That is, if we know the number of students or number of things in particular list, then it is called as categorical data. Okay, for example, you see here, you can collect a data via survey, where you can ask people their favorite colors with drop down menu that allows them to select from red, green, blue, yellow, black, white, purple and pink. So we exactly know it consists of only 8 different possibilities. Likewise, if we know the fixed values, then it is called as categorical data. Next type is free strings that can be semantically mapped to categories. This free strings means that the data which manually typed, that is called as free strings. Okay, these free strings data are not used because it can consist of typecasting errors or typing errors. Okay, the responses you can obtain from text field belong to free string that can be semantically mapped to categories. That is, when we are registering for something, sometimes we need to type the values, and another sometimes we just want to select the values. The previous thing what we have seen is just selecting a value, but here we need to type the values. While typing, what happened, there may be some typing mistake. So to avoid those things, we can avoid the free strings that can be semantically mapped. Okay, so what happens here is, it will probably be best to encode this data as categorical variable, where you can select the categories either by using the most common entries or by defining categories that will capture response in a way that makes sense of for your applications. You might then have some categories for standard colors, maybe category multicolored for people that gave answers like green and red stripes, and other category for things that cannot to be encoded. Okay, so while selecting the data type, this type of data we can better avoid to reduce the confusions. Next one is text data. Text data is the free form data that consists of phrases or sentence. Example, it includes tweets, chat logs, hotel reviews. Because here what happens, we will give some descriptions, no? So it consists of either phrases or set of values. You can also have collected works of Shakespeare, content of Wikipedia, then the project collection of 50,000 ebooks likewise. All of these collection contain information mostly as sentence composed of words. So it is example for text data. Next we are going to see about structured string data. Structured string data are manually entered values which do not correspond to fixed categories. We cannot fix here, but still have some underlying structures like address, name of the place or people, dates, telephone number, numbers or other identifiers. Because we have to give, for example, for address we have to add both text and also strings. For name we can use only the characters. For date we have to select only date values. For telephone we have to use only numbers. likewise. Okay, these kinds of things are often very hard to pass, and their treatment is highly dependent on context and domain. Next, let us see the example for this. That is sentiment analysis of movie reviews. We will use a dataset for movie review from IMDb, that is Internet Movie Database website, which is collected by Stanford researchers Andrew Mars. This dataset contains the text of reviews together with label that indicate whether a review is positive or negative. So here we consist of only two values, positive or negative. So it is called as categorical variables. The IMDb website itself contains rating from 1 to 10. To simplify the modeling, this attenuation is summarized as two-class classification dataset where review with score of 6 or higher are labeled as positive and the rest are labeled as negative. So we will leave the question of whether this is good representation of data open and simply use the data as provided by Andrew Moss. This is an example for the data representation. For assessment, we can ask questions such as how text data are represented, explore on sentiment analysis of movie reviews. These are some of the reference. Thank you.